I find it means just the ability to get on well with people and try and save others from more how people should be treated, and it's just a way of fairness. So
Is it just general respect then?
yeah, respect for others and how you want to be treated yourself.
I think peace can be meant to, like, in many different ways, but I think peace can mean that everyone can agree on a certain project.
Peace to me means like an agreement within like a culture or a society of different people, and like being able just to agree on like certain rights that people deserve, and just like fairness and equality. I think racism I don't think it should be there, because I don't see why a colour of a person's skin should mean like they get treated differently to other people. I just don't understand why.
I think it means like everyone coexisting together and being happy and being able to come to certain agreements without arguments or conflict.
What about in your friendships as well at home? Peace is important there as well, isn't it?
Yeah, but we all have to, make some choices and let other people benefit from them.
To me, peace is a world without strife, in which people have the ability to be able to develop socially, mentally and physically, and I think ultimately to lead a good life you need to have peace, because you need to develop as a human being.
What do you think about countries like England and America going into places like Afghanistan or Iraq, trying to bring about peace?
I mean, on the surface it would seem like a good idea, but there are countless examples of where, as you said, countries like Britain and America have actually gone into places and they've made the situation worse, and then it's brought more strife even to the area than when they weren't there. So I think ultimately it needs to be looked at and assessed before you can just go into a country. As someone was saying before, it's hard because you're bringing a completely different culture to other cultures, and it's hard for them to mix and blend into each other, and both cultures have a different idea of peace. It is hard to bring a unified peace because no one knows what the exact definition of peace is.
To me, simply, it means a lack of conflict, really, and looking at a global scale, you could say a lack of conflict between countries, but more internally looking, it's also internal societies looking at peace, like, for example, Jersey. I think it will be a much more peaceful and harmonious society when people fully decide to allow people to follow their religious beliefs and ideological differences, and when that comes around, then hopefully peace will be there.
In a more broad sense, it's having people with different views being able to still live among each other and get along, even though they have different ideas about controversial topics. They can still accept their differences and still work alongside each other. So,
How can you be peaceful in your own life, do you think?
Well, I think in modern times it's come to mean something very different. For example, for our generation, definitely like social networking and things like Facebook. Obviously, peace has a big impact. I think it's respecting boundaries and respecting other people's views.
Peace is, I say, equality and togetherness, being together, sort of supporting each other in a way that's kind and caring, I think.
I think peace is not necessarily everyone liking each other, but everyone accepting each other for who they are and liking who they are, not disputing against them because of what they and who they are.
So all this peace war, it's just not relevant anymore, do you feel?
I don't think it's relevant at all. I think people should make their agreements with words rather than with their fists, because it doesn't change anything, just killing and hurting people.